So just hearing a spokesman for the the Metropolitan Police Force in Washington, D.C., talking about the ongoing situation, and what she has confirmed is that there is one shooter killed. There are two other shooters suspected. The two remaining, a white male with a handgun, possibly in a military uniform. Second, a black male in his 50s with some kind of long gun wearing olive drab. She was quick to point out these are not military personnel necessarily, but seem to be in military uniforms. Now I want to go to Harry Houck, former NYPD. What's going through your mind right now?
Well, this is not a disgruntled employee case. If there's three people involved in the shooting, it definitely, I'm leaning towards terrorism.
And when you say terrorism, define that. Do you mean domestic terrorism?
You know, probably domestic terrorism. One thing that's not really clear to me also is the fact that, you know, if this shooter, if he worked at this location, would have been identified already by now. Somebody would have said, hey, I know that guy.
Right.
He works here. I'm not hearing that. Maybe they're keeping the name silent, you know, to try and track the other two guys. I don't know, you know. But if there are three people involved, I mean, Al-Qaeda just came out a couple of days ago, you know, calling for attacks in the United States. I mean, could this been a small, you know, small cell? It's definitely a possibility.
Okay, is Commander Lippold with us? Kirk, let me ask you, what did you make of this? We've now seen, as Harry Howard just pointed out, that 5 days ago, the head of Al-Qaeda came out and said, time to attack America again. Do you think that this is a connection?
Well, as I'm fond of saying, timing in life is everything. The fact that al-Zawahiri would make a statement like that, and then you have an incident like this involving the Navy, when the Navy was preparing to be the response force for Syria, clearly things are starting to line up to indicate that, as the police officer mentioned, this is not a case of a disgruntled employee, but in fact could be far more nefarious. We would need to take a look. I think if we find these other two gunmen were in fact are on the base, if they find them, we need to try our best to capture them alive, so clearly we can find out how this plot evolved, what they were involved in, why they did it. But I think it's just going to take time and good police legwork at this point to be able to get to that point.
Okay, well, what is clear from talking to both of our guests and monitoring Fox News is that this is an ongoing situation. This is far from over. There is one gunman who is dead. There are potentially two more at large. The personnel at the Washington Naval Yard have not been evacuated. They've been told to shelter in place. Turn now to Fox News and get up to the second updates on what's going on in Washington at the Washington Naval Yard. And to all the people who may have family and friends who are working there and you're wondering, are they okay? Let's all say our prayers. I just have. Thank you.